afternoon, everyone. My paper, or my case study is a little different from the others that have happened yesterday and today. This does not involve a client. It actually is about the people behind the research. It's about the research team and how we were looking at moving disengagement to ownership within my team. So picture this. It's a high-performing, process-aligned team which has consistently delivered excellence, driven by a set protocol and backed by client satisfaction. This is akin to a beautiful, delicate human mosaic where every team member is a unique piece, brilliantly colored and perfectly placed. But what happens when some of these pieces, very critical to the protocol, start to dim? It isn't a loud rebellion. It's a silent, structural disengagement. This was what was brewing in my team, and this was akin to structural, subtle cracking in the human mosaic, as we can call it. My name is Pallavi Pila, and I'm representing Brandscapes Worldwide on stage today. And I would like to take you all through the journey of how we moved from disengagement to ownership among the team members. This was not just about giving them incentives or making something better for them. It was about developing a new playbook wherein we were trying to make each piece shine vibrant and feel whole again. Around 4 years back, a fresh batch of campus recruits joined our team. They were full of energy and the Gen Z generation, as we call it. So around 2.5 to 3 years, everything was going well. But we realized there were small signs of disengagement. Maybe in terms of the level of participation, we could see some boredom coming up, and their attitude was a little lagging. We needed to know what was missing. We wanted to find out what it was that was actually affecting them. The situation can be compared to the movie Hidden Figures. How many of you have watched this movie? Only one hand. Okay, slowly the hands are coming up. Okay, thank you. For those who have not seen this movie, it's about 3 women geniuses behind the space program at NASA. They were operationally indispensable, extremely intelligent, but professionally they were sidetracked. That was due to racial discrimination back in the US. How is it similar to my case study? I'll come to it by the end of my presentation. For now, moving forward, we knew that we had to do something about this disengagement, and so we got back to reading. There's so much research on Gen Z these days that wasn't difficult. So we read about them, found out about them, what is it that could cause this disengagement, what are they looking for. The main challenge that the leadership faced was to engage them, enthuse them, but at the same time, keep the protocol running without affecting the protocol. So we had to do it internally, but the client should not have any clue of what was happening at the background. So what we learned was the ERG theory, which I'm sure most of you all are aware of, was the one fitted most to the case that we had in hand. It was fluid, like the Gen Z needs, and it also identified that all these needs of relatedness and growth, they can coexist, and they can move upwards and downwards. It's not that we have to form a base and only move upwards. They can also regress. That is the frustration regression principle that we found happening in our team. If coming back to the mosaic structure, if one of the pieces feels that it cannot grow further, what it does is it dims its own shine to start connecting with the tiles around it. So that was what was happening in our team. So we decided to start talking to each of them personally after reading about them. We decided it's time to re-engage and re-energize these Gen Zers. Re-engagement is like the lifeblood of talent sustainability. Very, very important in this era of job hopping. And to re-energize, simple perks wouldn't do. We had to find new ways to give them meaning, challenge, and genuine ownership. After speaking to them, understanding their psyche, and what were their underlying needs, we arrived at 4 key points of this cohort. They hated ambiguity. They needed clarity. And they were not very good with dealing with boredom. Their main aspect was, what is in it for me? At a face value, when someone says, what's in it for me, it actually sounds very selfish. But from the Gen Z lens, it was not about being selfish. It was about the beginning of authentic belonging. They wanted to belong somewhere. They wanted to connect something. They wanted their work to mean something. And finally, they needed nurturing, fair, and transparent leadership. So we mapped this on the ERG framework. I won't go through each of them separately, but I'll just give you a glimpse of what we did. The existence needs, they were taken care of. They were happy with the workplace. They're happy with the psychological support they got from the management and the leadership. Now, next, what we needed to focus on was relatedness needs. Here, there was a need to feel connection, not within the team, but outside the team as well. So what we did, we put them on the same table with the clients. We introduced them to the clients as spearheaders of their individual markets and the individual processes. The clients, like the management of Brandscapes, was not driven by hierarchy. They welcomed them with open hands and supported them and encouraged them to participate in our discussions and what vision they have. So this caused a perfect blend of the SRE's expertise as well as the client's vision. Coming to growth, we gave them additional responsibilities as expected. We developed a new mentor-mentee model where anyone joining in the team, instead of having a classroom training about the entire protocol, they were attached to each of these SREs, and they served as mentors to the new joinees, training them in their process and making them the best they can. And we had a rotation of these mentees. So each mentor was given a mentee every few months. They used to rotate among the mentors. This set boredom at bay, and this also motivated the mentors to do better and treat each mentee as a new challenge, keeping them engaged. We noticed that once we did all this, ownership once tasted by them, it turned their routine work into passion. Each initiative transformed the disengagement into proactive and energetic participation. And the results were transformative. The mosaic just wasn't restored. It was more vibrant than ever. There was stronger team stability, wherein we had actually zero attrition. The team has been going strong for the past 4 years, with new people joining the team and expanding, because this definitely resulted in client satisfaction, seeing the team stability, and higher revenues for us, more work. The team expanded, and we followed the same model. And we were able to unlock the power of the individual and the collective effort of the team. And the best part, we were able to manage this without disturbing the project stability. I would like to end by saying that after this entire exercise, we began with thinking Gen Zs like this or Gen Zs like that. This was akin to what the 3 women in the Hidden Figures movie were facing: racial discrimination. Our Gen Z team was facing generational discrimination. But at the end of it, after the entire exercise, I realized that Gen Z is not that different from the generations before them. They're extremely hardworking. They are willing to they're willing to take up ownership. They are willing to take up responsibility. But they just need a nudge in the right direction. They just need to connect with the work that is given to them and feel a purpose. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we ask some questions? Okay, I would request the audience to please keep sending in your questions on the portal. Thank you. So one question that I have is like, so what signs of this engagement do you see in your current teams? Signs of this engagement do you see in your current teams? And also, is it mostly skewed towards the Gen Z? That would be interesting to know.
Yes, actually, my entire team is Gen Z right now. I am the only Gen X probably. It is entire Gen Z. And the signs of disengagement that we sorted out was solved in this case study. So we're following the same model with the new Gen Z which are coming in the team as well, keeping a check for any small signs that we can come up with. And the signs start with disinterest actually, and a little laid back attitude and not participating as much as they used to earlier.
All right, thank you. And just following that, can I ask one more question? Yeah. And that would be, so you know, what are those intrinsic and extrinsic motivators that you think would increase the ownership?
I think the intrinsic motivators is our recognition. They need to feel recognized. And they need to feel it if, that's the reason we put them in front of the client. The internal motivations, the internal appreciations, we're not doing it for them anymore. And we felt they truly deserve to be over there on the client's table. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much. That's all for